But winning Christmas isn't just a matter of having the strongest programmes. It's crucial where you place them in the schedule and what competition they're up against. Each side leaves crucial decisions as late as possible. It's a top-secret occupation, relying on instinct, skill, luck and occasional leaks.
Well, of course, a tremendous amount of energy and excitement is generated by trying to second guess and trying to find out through leaks and in other ways what the opposition is going to do during this period. And it becomes all part of the game, and that all adds to the internal excitement and anticipation and the hype, which are reflected in the media. And that's another element of why it's so important to people that they actually are seen to come out on top of this, because it's a very complicated betting game this Christmas.
It gets quite nail-biting towards the end because the pressure gets rather intense. And of course, you, like anybody, you try and keep your options open to the last moment. And so it goes on right up to the last moment for which, before the presses roll on the Radio Times. And of course, you do keep back because there is supposed to be a degree of industrial espionage that goes on. Or so I'm told, anyway. It's not something we indulge in, of course. But in case other people are trying to get your schedule by devious means, you tend to keep back some primary decisions, almost to one or two people, until the very, very last moment.
There's a game of bluff and counter-bluff goes on all year, and we try to find out what they're making, and they try to find out what we're making. I mean, we even go to the extreme of sometimes inventing schedules and sending them around so that the bee might pick one of those up, and sometimes we don't, so they never know if it's a real. But that goes both ways. I'm sure they do the same.
If you've got the strongest hand, if you think you've got the strongest hand, you schedule in what I call an offensive mode, which is you put your best pieces together in the best order, and you don't care what anybody else is doing. If you're not sure, then you do need information of what the other side are doing. So that you can schedule a bit defensively to take advantage of any weaknesses in your own schedule, to protect them and to exploit any perceived weaknesses in the other schedule.
Christmas at 9 on 4. Kenneth Branagh's production.
This year's seasonal scheduling trick is part of Channel 4's attempt to compete for a Christmas audience for the first time. The hope is that by using the stripping device, creating a regular switch-on time night after night for a programme or special event, the viewer will opt for a fixed timetable over the unpredictable mix of other channels. As well as the 9 on 4 slot, Brookside will be stripped across 5 nights at 8:30.
I think Michael Grade's attempt to codify and clarify Christmas schedules for Channel 4 is very bold and interesting, but frankly Christmas is not about BBC 2 and Channel 4, it's about BBC 1 and ITV.
Influencing when viewers switch on or switch over to the other channels is the key to the schedulers' plans, so they play with their stopwatches to give themselves 5- and 10-minute advantages.
Apparently your mother is amorously infatuated with you.
Where shared timings do occur, such as after the compulsory religious slot, it's crucial to play your strongest programmes to try and grab the whole audience.
Not every day a hot falls on someone.
Last year the BBC won the ratings battle from the Queen until the early evening. Then a combination of Blind Date and Coronation Street grabbed the evening for ITV.
The battle really starts after the Queen's speech. The BBC will always get a bigger audience for the Queen's speech because somehow that's the way it is in the audience's mind. And the key battle is what you do at 3:10 or 3:15, whenever the Queen has finished. So you need a pretty big movie there to be absolutely sure people are in the mood to sit down and watch a movie, an all-family movie after the Queen's speech. That's the key. If
the BBC are running Back to the Future out of the Queen, then that will clash with Blind Date, and that will be an interesting clash. After that, we will be running The Empire Strikes Back against the latter end of Back to the Future. That's an interesting clash, but that's movie against movie, really. The real clashes are on Christmas evening after 7:15, when you see, I suspect you might find Coronation Street against Bread, It'll Be Alright in the Night against Bread, against The End of Bread, possibly Russ Abbott against the beginning of London's Burning.
Well, the clashes may make sense to the schedulers, but what about the viewers? Don't they just get a headache?
It does sometimes look for ITV and BBC as if it's all loaded into some sort of brand tub, and the viewer is then left picking out things without any overall structure, so that you don't know that at a particular time each day there'll be a movie or a serious programme or a comedy, because all this cornucopia of goodies that occurs once a year are all loaded in to a very few evenings of the year in a very carefully constructed order from the point of view of the schedulers, but often from the point of view of the public in a rather haphazard and random way.
The Christmas schedules are bizarre in the extent that they don't, I mean, even more than during the rest of the year, they take no account, I think, of what the viewer wants. It's not let's give the viewer all our best programmes, all our biggest programmes. It's let's just wait until January the 10th or whenever it is when the ratings are published and we'll see who's won. So the viewers are somehow caught up in this sort of playground scrap between the two companies.
And that, I think, is a sentiment in which we all join. And now, if you've got a glass handy, even if it's only a glass of milk before going to bed, perhaps you'd like to join me in another toast to a spirit of Christmas amongst us all, not just on Christmas Day, but every day. So, a Merry Christmas and a happy and a prosperous New Year. Good night.
Well, with only 6 more shopping days to Christmas, we thought we'd leave you with a comprehensive guide to the TV spin-off presents being marketed by British TV companies this year that you still have time to add to your present list. Oh yes, because in the last few years, TV merchandising has become big business, and with a more competitive future looming for TV companies, the income from such essentials such as Postman Pat jelly molds to EastEnders boxer shorts, especially for the BBC, looks like getting even bigger. Well, the clear winner is Postman Pat there, with over 80 different companies trading on the character and image. So, what are the real gems this year? Well, there's a Channel 4 yuppie matte black accessories, there's a stationery kit here, which is really rather quite nice. Made a bit of an error though with the tie Channel 4, it should have been black, that's completely revolting. Emmerdale Farm, however, know who their audience is. Little old ladies can sit in front of log fires and do that tapestry. There's the Emmerdale Farm Humbugs, how apt. Also, board games are very popular this year. The most popular, perhaps unsurprisingly, is Neighbours, and the winner of this game is the person who manages to write a script in the fastest possible time. Now there's reality for you. Antique Roadshow have a board game out. How much is that? Well, it's in reasonably good condition. I'd get that insured if I were you. The News in a board game from the BBC. This is a big success. I'm not terribly sure how you play it. You probably open the board and someone shoots you. ITN have come up with their version. Probably a very nice little royal story at the end there. There's also little trivia games. Here's Barry Norman's trivia. Well, he said it, not us. And Terry Wogan's soap opera quiz. Little questions like, why did Elizabeth Taylor appear on Michael Aspel and not my show? Incidentally, the BBC get nothing from these. These are marketed by the personalities themselves. Well, here's Give Us a Clue. Oh, give us a break. Yes, well, there's even a Jeffrey Archer computer game, probably worth about £2,000, I would have thought. An EastEnders watch. I imagine that would make you look very sophisticated wearing that. Where's the cuddly toy? There should be a cuddly... Sooty. Now, I remember Sooty. That's more like it. Cuddly, warm, lovable. Watch it.